Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. So I am ending up doing this special 12-12 message from the universe. I did something similar with, I think, one of the moon events on the calendar. So thank you guys actually who commented about why this week was appearing to be so powerful. I did a weekly reading yesterday, and some people were saying that it's because of this, the 12-12, apparently portal. And it's also falling on a new moon. So I thought that was interesting. So if you guys know about astrology, if you know all about this stuff, you can let us know below just to kind of give us a bit of tips as to the significance. And also I think there's something about making a wish on this day. So anyway, I'm going to leave it to the universe since I don't know much about it. So special message from the universe. And then here we have the 4 oracle decks, the 4 crystals on top, and I'll show you each one. Okay, so here we have group number 1. This is the red jasper. Group number 2 is clear quartz. Group number 3 is amethyst. And group number 4 is black tourmaline. And so just again to show you, this oracle deck here is Goddess Dream Oracle. This group number 2 deck is Queen of the Moon Oracle. This group number 3 deck is Wisdom of the Oracle, and group number 4 is Priestess of Light Oracle. So whichever one you want to choose, just obviously go with your intuition. You can pause if you need to. And whenever you are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 1, the red jasper, along with Goddess Dream Oracle. So this is the special message from the universe. I'm not sure exactly how long this reading will be because it's just, a little bonus message. So Spirit, this reading is for group number 1, please. Please and thank you. Okay, so universe, message from the universe, 12-12. Spirit and universe, what is your special message for group number 1, please? Red jasper. Goddess Dream deck. What is your special message, please, for group 1? Thank you. Okay, so your first message we have is about self-love. It just says love yourself on the bottom. The reason why they're giving you this message is not just to give you sort of like this therapeutic message. It's actually talking about your psychic ability. So as you can see from the picture here, you can see the stars kind of collecting on the top of the head. I think I've said this to a few people in this week alone, that there's certain things that activate our abilities. So I don't know if you have seen that video from me about what are your special gifts and abilities. If not, I'll link it below. I think I've done 2 of them. But for you guys specifically, your psychic ability is activated by probably your heart space, or I would say it becomes blocked if your heart space is, not quite healed, if it's suffering a bit. So the reason that the universe is saying to love yourself is actually because it's going to amplify your psychic ability significantly. So I don't know if you have experienced this. I don't know if you've already witnessed this, but when you are in that loving state, so you like yourself, you love yourself, you accept yourself, and then this extends into others as well, because that energy tends to kind of, just follow. You might have observed that you just feel much better, more balanced, more, I would say, also clear. So a lot more clarity coming through, and you just feel powerful. It's that sense of confidence and certainty. It's really hard to describe, but probably what that feels like if you have felt it before. And if you've never felt that, just know that that's what can be helpful here. So self-love to some is obviously not something that can just happen overnight. It can be difficult if you've had that struggle. You can see here in this card that there are plenty of guides to assist you in this. So these are your spirit guides. These are even, it could be like your ancestors. there could be your angels. There even could be someone in the ether, like a soul counterpart or something like that. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot of support. So just remember that as well, that you are not alone. Sometimes I find it helpful to also remember the collective energy, that we all are connected, and that there is just so much love around us. So if you are struggling with this, it just might mean that you need the healing of the heart chakra, okay? So there are great YouTube videos on this, like meditation tracks, and they have the different sound healing frequencies, the different affirmations to help this, to heal the heart space, okay? So again, this is how you can amplify your own psychic ability. And when you feel that, when you feel that your heart chakra is opened more and it's not afraid and it's not blocked by anything negative, by fear, whatever the case is, you're going to see for yourself just how powerful you are. And it's probably going to shock you, I would say. Can we have another message, please? The 1212 message from the universe, spirit and universe. What is your message for them? For group 1, please. Okay, so yeah, this is still pretty much connected. There was one extra thing here that they said about the moon. I do feel for you guys, being that you are this psychic and powered by the heart space, that there is also this connection for you and the moon cycles and phases. I never used to follow this whole thing because I didn't really know about it, but when I started to notice it, I was like, okay, wow, there definitely is an effect with the moon. You know, for me, I always did feel like in the past few years at least, I felt a difference when the moon was full, and it was not pretty because like apparently the full moon can amplify what we're already feeling and such. So there's a big, for me, I felt that there was a correlation there, but just try to pay attention to the moon cycles and phases and see if you feel some extra power or not, or any effect at all. So here's pretty similar to what we saw already. This says letting go, emotional release. Okay, so it's the same thing essentially. You can even see the similarity there. So much blue here. And it does give me that dreamy psychic kind of vibe, kind of similar to the High Priestess. So with letting go, I was talking about, you know, releasing from the heart space, or just, you know, healing in the heart space. Here they are also identifying what could be a different chakra. So maybe it even has to do with something within here. It kind of actually looks like a womb. So there's something there, but I do feel that the heart, and also here it could be the solar plexus. So basically the place of our power, our willpower, our, you know, ability to stand in our power, all of that could be also affected. And obviously if you release something there, and if you amplify or balance that chakra, then you're, being that it's the seat of your power, of course your power will increase as well. So letting go, emotional release, ask yourself what you need to release. Some of you might not be 100% aware of every single thing you want to release, but just take it one step at a time. So you can see here the water, and I think that they're hinting at the fact that water element is going to be helpful in this release. I've talked about this a lot, where you can use the water element for cleansing and all kinds of beautiful healing. So obviously if you can be with the water or in the water, that would be ideal. Sometimes obviously it's not possible, so you can just even listen to water track meditations, just visualize, even just like a salt shower or like anything with water would be really great. Just being next to it, as you can see, there's this stream. So if we follow the energy of water, we can be like water, and we can go with that flow and just have that tranquility. So there's another piece there. And then finally here we have trust. Okay, it says all is as it should be. So I feel like this one is just asking you to put your state of mind in that trust and therefore peace. Because if we do not feel peaceful, if we feel anxious, if we feel worried all the time, it's actually probably because we don't really have that sense of faith and trust for things to work out, or we're worried it's not going to go in a certain way. But you know, obviously if something is out of our hands, the only thing left we have is to have faith and trust within at least, you know, the universe or or our guides. We're not always going to get what we want, but what we do know is that things happen as they're meant to, and you know, nobody can really do much about that as human beings. We can only do what we can do. So if you can have this trust that all is as it should be, that everything is happening as it's meant to, as you are navigating your own path, You know, this will put you in a greater state of that peace and tranquility, as you can see here. Okay, so I think I might just get one more. Spirit or universe, what is your final special 12-12 message for group number 1, please? Thank you. This is really powerful, though, so... Okay. And then finally here we have courage. Courage in the face of conflict. So this one is a bit more of a nudge. It's funny because here you can see that this person is sleeping with this rabbit or hare, whichever animal this is, and they're wide awake. They're ready for something. I'm not sure what this is. If you guys know what that is. I don't even want to pronounce that incorrectly. But it says, yeah, so courage. Now, this is the nudge, right? So here is the preparation, I guess. But here is the nudge from the universe where they might be asking you to take some kind of action when you're ready. For a lot of you, the month of February might be significant here. I'm not exactly sure why. It could be either an important month for you, but it also could be where certain action is being presented to you to take, right? So like you could be ready, maybe you're preparing and then you'll be ready by February. It could be kind of January, February cusp and stuff like that. But I think that when this decision is ready to be made, it will be clear to you, okay? So there won't be any confusion. You don't have to really think too hard about this. The universe is asking you to have some courage here to take action or to either think differently or change something up. Because if we do things in the exact same way as before, we don't really need courage. I think courage is more for like anything that's different or new, because otherwise we're in that comfort zone and we just can do the same thing. So yeah, they're asking you to have this courage, and especially if there is conflict, you know, that's a little different. If you are facing conflict currently, or you know you will be, please protect your energy. I talk about this so much. I never knew about like energy hygiene and whatever back in the day, but I have had this pretty old at this point video on how to protect your aura in the description for a while now. So yes, protect yourself, work with your guides, work with your angels, and have that courage to step forward if that's what you feel called to. Have that courage to stand up for yourself if there is conflict surrounding you. Okay, and again, I think that your powers are activated by your heart, by this unconditional loving energy in your heart. This is who you are. Okay, and that is another thing that gives you strength here. To have this courage is actually just that loving energy. And again, of course, it sounds a bit, you know, cheesy, but I have done this myself and I see the power in that, so I can vouch for that. Okay, so I feel like that's probably it. Is there anything else that needs to be said here, or are we good? Universe, Spirit, for group 1. I think that was it, because they repeated the exact same message here. Serenity, be calm. Some of you might feel better with wearing certain colors or amulets or some kind of jewelry in order to feel that calmness. That's totally valid. You know, I do that with bracelets and crystal bracelets and just stuff in my pockets and whatnot. So that's nice. I like that. And if you do feel protected by certain colors, please go for it. You know I get comments that I wear black all the time. I think black is actually like a protective color, but I was thinking more of something actually colorful. So if you like to wear blue or green or whatever in order to feel that calmness or protection, they're encouraging you to do that soon, or you know, right away. And then we have here abundance. Count your blessings. This will immediately put you in a positive energy. Just feeling that gratitude, just feeling the gratitude for your life will create more of that abundance. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it, group number 1. Actually, really beautiful reading, and I do hope that it was helpful. I hope that it resonated. It's general. If you'd like a personal one, they're still on holiday sale, and the link is below. Thank you guys so much. If you are new, please feel free to subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you next time, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 2, which is clear quartz and then Queen of the Moon Oracle. So let's see. Spirit, this reading is for group number 2, please. Please and thank you. What is their special 12-12 message Spirit, from you and the universe. Universe, for group number 2, please. What do they need to hear from you? What is your special 1212 message for group 2? Thank you. Wow. Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to just see what we got here. So the first card, and it is pretty intense, okay? We have number 40, Long Night Moon, Darkness. I don't see this as a bad card at all, but it is very powerful. Hold on, and I'll tell you what it means in a minute. And then we have Patience, okay? Now, you do not need to exactly have a lot of patience right now. It's more of they're telling you you've been incredibly patient. You see how it slowed down? The speech slowed down. That's what they're saying. You've been going through something for a very, very long time. I can't even put a number on it. It's just been a very long time, okay? Now what I can gather here is that you've been going through darkness for a long time. So you've been navigating the path, probably mostly by yourself, which is commendable, okay? You have been incredibly curious, investigative, just able to really figure things out as you go along without much help at all, and even without really knowing what's going on or what you're doing. So I think that from the beginning of your path, you've learned how to do everything. Okay, so this is really big. So I am feeling that the universe is hinting at the fact that there is something coming to a close soon. And that's what I've been saying for a while, because that's what I've observed. And also that's what people have been confirming, that we're closing up a lot of cycles and starting fresh. And I'm so freaking happy about that, because it's been a long road. So here with this Patience card, it says Green Corn Moon. I don't know much about moon stuff, but you can see here that it even looks like a portal in itself. Okay, so one thing the universe is reminding you of is to actually not give up on these particular dreams and visions that you have. Now, I do understand it's not easy to be patient at all. You know, I've shared with you guys, I've had a vision since I was like 15 years old. That's a long time ago, you know. So sometimes we have to wait couple decades like for certain things to come into fruition, but I can guarantee you it is going to be worth it. Certain things do take a long time to grow. It's these seeds of our spirit and the universe that we have to continue to nurture, and we cannot rush that process. Okay, it's the same exact thing as fruit on a tree. We cannot rush this process, and there's a reason that it takes longer. It's just in its uniqueness, that's how long it takes. So with this Darkness card, what I'm actually seeing is that you're not afraid. I don't know if you were in the past, probably, you know, of course anybody would be, but you are no longer afraid. Look, I feel like this is you, this animal here. I think it's some type of a, you know, obviously rabbit or hare or whatever. You do not look afraid at all. It basically looks like you're ready. Okay, you are completely ready, again, with the little illumination that you have on the path. You're not afraid. You just keep going, and you're using your own inner illumination to navigate this. So we're talking about your knowledge, even things like your compassion, even things like just your ability to understand and have insight as a human being on this funny planet. You're still forward facing though. You're still moving towards something very specific for you. I feel like that red balloon might have to do with a passion of yours. It even could have to do with your ability to almost like step into a leadership role or something like that. So again, as you can see here, the universe is really just reminding you to not give up on that. The universe and spirit is also applauding you for all of your hard work and for all of the everything that you've journeyed through and everything that you've been able to completely overcome and conquer. Incredible amount of strength here. So I feel like that's a really nice thing to do, just for them to applaud you and to acknowledge you. Can you tell us anything else, universe? What is your special 1212 message for group number 2, please? We have purity here, snow moon purity. So I'm already linking the reading about what are your special gifts and abilities and stuff like that below. if you haven't seen that. Because the thing is, you guys do not look like you're originally from planet Earth. I don't know much about this, but theoretically the soul can originate anywhere in the universe. It's a fascinating topic to me, and it seems to me that you are from somewhere else, and that's why there is a special, I suppose you could say, purity to your energy, even your heart space. Here, it's interesting because it looks like this person cannot see. It looks like there is this almost blindfold. But I did mention to you the word insight. So there is this different insight, and the way that you can activate this, most powerfully, I actually think, is to keep your energy as purified as you possibly can. That's hard to do in a world where there's a lot of darkness, shadows, contamination, and negative energy, right? So take care to purify yourself in the way that works best for you. So whether it's just cleansing your aura, using sage, crystal, salt bath, whatever you can do, especially things like affirmation and different words to cleanse yourself, like throughout the day. So that is going to help you as much as you can. Try to keep your energy pure. And this does mean that we're going to have to really work with any of our own negative thoughts, because that does kind of that sincerely does affect us. So that's what I've tried to do over the years. Like, if I find myself being negative, and it gets extreme with me, because I'm a very extreme, like, flippy floppy person. So every time that I would find myself getting to that point, I would try to catch it, and I would ask for forgiveness, just because I feel like that cleanses me. I would, send love to that negativity. Again, crystals are helpful in this. Can we have any other messages? Special 1212 message, universe, for group number 2, please. So I actually used this word before, so that's kind of crazy that they gave you this. Harvest, moon, fruition. And I did mention the fruit on the tree. So that's kind of crazy that they, because there are not many cards feature that, but you happen to have it. So that's really awesome. So you have 37, 30, 36, and 40. I don't know, like, if that means anything to you. Like, these numbers are kind of close together. You are the fruit, as you can see here. There is still a little bit of this, I suppose there's this mask in some way that you're still currently removing, where that means that there's still some truths that are being revealed in your path, and that's completely normal. A lot of what we start out with is illusion. At the end of the day, there's a lot of illusion. It's not aligned with truth. It's not aligned with the divine. So you might still be kind of removing some of that mask, but you can still see, as the eyes are there. Like, you can still see. You understand quite a bit. You understand truth. You understand all of this wisdom and everything on the path, but there is still something that is being cleared for you currently. So it'll happen. Again, just be patient for that. It's going to happen. Nothing much else that you have to do for it. Just keep going, keep doing what you've been doing. But you can see the confirmation that there will be this abundance, that you will bloom fully when it is the right time, and we're pretty much there. Okay, so that is just going to be a matter of timing, and like I said, we're all starting fresh pretty soon. Any other final messages, universe, for group number 2, please? Thank you. Okay, so we have here the masculine lunar god. So I feel like, and just looking at your energy right now, I feel like this is talking about your own inner masculine energy. I do feel the feminine energy very powerfully. So you know how it is, like the inner yin and yang type of balance that we all have, masculine and feminine. But when they are calling upon the inner masculine energy, I feel like this one is just drawing our attention to, it could be like basically a soulmate or a soul companion that they're talking about here, but just looking at your own energy, they are asking you to come up to your inner masculine energy a little bit more of a little bit more powerfully, with a little bit more focus. So the inner masculine energy can sometimes talk about external versus the internal. It can talk about moving forward versus standing still and receiving. So what actions can you take? What passions do you have, as we saw with the balloon? It may be time now, within the next couple of months, 2 months tops, as from when you're watching this actually, where you're being called to take a particular action. I think another group got that. Well, actually, yeah, duh. It was only one group so far. They got that as well. Different message, different way. But you guys are being gently brought to that plate and saying, hey, there is this action that you're meant to take. Let's go do that. Let's think about it at least. Okay. Let's see. Any final messages for group number 2, please? Thank you. Yeah, so that says power. I feel like this is the final message is really strong, as you can see. We have power and creation, okay? So, I mean, they could be saying directly with these 2 cards linked that you have a lot of power within your ability to create, not just creativity stuff like writing, drawing, and everything else. They're actually talking about your ability to create energy even, you know, so this is your ability to manifest, to do energy work, to just think at something and it all of a sudden becomes real. It's really something like, it's almost to that point where, you know how people are like, oh, don't say anything, you're going to jinx it, knock on wood, type of a thing. But with you, I think that has been valid. So be careful what you put out there. You know, make sure that what you are creating is something towards alignment of your highest good, something positive. You know, again, try to be careful with any negative words that you might kind of inadvertently spit out. Just really pay close attention to that. But, you know, even without this, you are a very powerful being, okay? Definitely incredibly old soul. And again, you have walked this path many times. I mentioned the path of darkness before, just not being able to see too clearly, but look at you here. You know, you're really standing tall. The same kind of color scheme, she's, you know, wearing the dark colors, but there is this balance, there is this focus. Actually, there is that masculine energy too. So yeah, there's this immense power coming from you. You're looking straight into your desire. You're looking straight into your spiritual wishes, and you're not afraid at all. So this is you standing tall in that balanced power. And I feel like the final message with this creation card is that the same thing, is that you're currently creating your reality. There could still be a little bit of fear and hesitation to create certain things, but you're going to overcome that. I'm 100% sure that you're going to overcome that. It's just a matter of finding what really works for you with your energy work. And again, I will put out a video for that. I just have to, you know, organize the information a little bit better. So I'll hopefully add to giving the tips there. Okay, so I think that's all I have for you guys in group number 2. Thank you, universe, for these messages, and I do hope that it helped. I hope that it resonated with you guys. You can let me know below. It's a general reading. Info for personal readings are below. And if you are new here, feel free to subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Sending you blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 3, which is the amethyst and the wisdom of the oracle. Okay, so Spirit, this is for group 3, please. What is their special 12-12 message from the universe? So universe, can you please give us your direct message, please, for group 3? Universe, what is your special 12-12 message for group number 3? Thank you. Wow, this is really confirming itself here. I have been talking for a while about cycles and how this particular time of the year, or just like in the path, there are a lot of cycles coming to an end, and therefore there's this new beginning. But look at what we have here, okay? So group 3, this is your first message. We have round and round, and then unfinished symphony. So they're drawing your attention now to a particular cycle or pattern that you've probably been in for a very long time. Everyone's story is going to be really different here, but this is just in itself, this cycle. You've been going round and round and round with this particular energy. And a lot of it could be because of the fact that it's unfinished. So maybe for many of you, you have not had any type of closure, either with the situation or person, or just energetically, emotionally within yourself, which, you know, that's difficult to achieve, just to feel okay about something, especially if it was a negative thing, you know, especially if we got hurt, that sort of a thing. Now with this card, with co-create, this is a completely different direction. This is basically the universe telling you that you can co-create a different ending to this cycle. A lot of this is going to be karmic, okay, as many cycles tend to be. I would say for you guys, though, I'm getting this strong message that this is really needed to be. I think that you need to really look at this. I think that there could be a lot of you, maybe like 80% of you, that need to actually look at this energy and look at what this could be. So what I'm trying to say is that you may not have actually been aware that this was happening, okay? So if that sounds like it does resonate, but you're not sure what I'm talking about, then this is for you, okay? Because I think the other groups kind of got something, but I feel like they already knew what it was. For you guys, this could be something that you're in currently, and you're spinning and spinning and spinning, and you just didn't notice it, okay? And that happens to like all of us, where we just don't notice it. So try to think of what this could be. My advice for you, my recommendation for you, is to look at how it makes you actually feel. Okay, does something in your life make you feel kind of just like frustrated or exhausted, or just generally unhappy, and there's no sense of fulfillment, there's no sense of closure, and you just feel stuck in that cycle? You can't start new, you can't start fresh, okay? That's with the round and round card. With unfinished symphony, that one I think is actually more easy to detect in some ways, because you want probably that closure. You want to finish that symphony. You want to close that chapter. But for, you know, whatever reason, because of what you're dealing with, that may not have been possible. And you might still currently be in it. You know, it could be this open-ended thing. Whether it's with a situation or a person, or with even yourself. Okay, so you probably really want that closure, and that you know, like I'm not a musician or anything, but I think any of us would feel weird if there was this beautiful symphony and it just didn't have an ending, like it just kind of left us hanging there. So we don't want that in our souls. We want completion, we want closure, we want that peaceful resolution in all ways, right? So that is the first message from the universe, is to acknowledge what this could possibly be for you. Those of you who already know it, you know, we're still kind of in the same boat, I suppose, because the end result here is that the universe wants you to know you can co-create, along with the universe, along with your guides, you can co-create this feeling of completion, and therefore fulfillment for yourself, and you don't have to be stuck, you don't have to be going round and round with this unfinished symphony. So what is some way that they can do this, universe? What are some ways that they can do this, please? Well, the number one thing I'm seeing with co-create, as you can see, there are two animals here. It does feel like you need help and assistance to do this. I pretty much constantly talk about working with guides now, and the reason I'm always talking about this is because I've done it and it has changed my life. Now, I've told you guys here and there that I didn't even know what spirit guides were until basically around the time I started this channel. So I didn't know about them and their existence until my early 30s. Before that, I didn't know what to call it. Weird things happened to me, different signs and nudges, but I just thought that was like the universe acting. But no, they were guides. They were spirit guides. They were, whether they were angels or other forms of guides, helping me along. Ever since I knew what they were and discovered that and got a little bit educated about it, I constantly work with them now, and my life is totally different. They help me all the time. I ask for their help all the time. So you guys are going to need to do this, to basically seek and request that help. We have here, okay, that's good. We have here time for a nap. So one of the first things you might need to do, actually kind of ironically here, is you're going to have to just do nothing. You're going to have to rest because you're tired, okay? Spiritually and probably physically and emotionally, mentally, everything. You may need to the first step you need to take is to rest your spirit and your body. I know a lot of you are thinking like, wow, I have no time for that. I have no time to rest. I have to do this and that and take care of these people. Um, okay, sorry, but like that's part of the problem, okay? Because I've been there. I used to do that constantly. We're conditioned a lot of the times to exhaust ourselves, to completely burn ourselves out, to think that we have to feel guilty for taking a break. And that's completely absurd. Like the fact that we're conditioned to overwork ourselves and to feel shamed for and guilted for taking some time to just rest, that to me blows my mind of how ridiculous that even sounds. So try to reevaluate your idea of that and take that time for yourself. It could be in little increments, okay? It could even be just taking a 15-minute rest your brain, rest your body, just either lie down, do some deep breathing, anything that you can do for yourself. But this is, obviously, you're going to probably need more than 15 minutes at a certain point, but the universe is saying you need to rest because you've been on high-powered mode for a while. You probably are burnt out, okay? So please give yourself the gift of some type of rest before you try to take more action. There's been a lot of action. And the reason why you may have that feeling of frustration is because of that frustration of the hamster wheel, right? So we're not really able to escape that until you reorient yourself and do things differently. And what you're going to do differently is, number one, you're going to be working with your guides in a different way. And number two, you're acknowledging the wheel. So knowledge is power, I always say, and it's true, because if we didn't notice something, how can we possibly take action towards changing it? We didn't even know it was there. Okay, so those two things are going to help you greatly. And then the third step is just following through with a particular plan or methods, and let's see what that is. So after they take some rest, universe, what is the best method you have for them, or path, in terms of this freedom and release that they need? I said something about music before. This is a little bit of a random bonus message, but they did mention something about singing. So for you guys, you might have a special connection to things like song or music, or something that is allowing you to release, especially through your voice, the instrument of your voice. I do know that there's something very special about singing and dancing, because it connects us to probably everything, the divine, ourselves. It just instantly connects us, right? So they want you to do that without fear, and just like give yourself that opportunity for that sense of connection and creativity. Just sing when you feel like it, dance when you feel like it. Don't stop yourself. That sounds funny because like you could be anywhere, but do it where you're comfortable. Okay, so here we have flexible. Now, very important thing here. I'm going to slow down for a second here, because I understand what this feels like. The universe is letting you know right now that the way that you've been thinking about a situation or seeing the situation is really going to need to be flexed in a different way. So in other words, they need you to change your mind about something, and that is hard to do. So be as flexible as you possibly can now and into the near future. You might begin to receive signs. You might begin to even receive actual audible advice from a sage person in your life, someone who really has been through this before, and you're going to slowly be able to change your mind and your perspective. But it is really important that you do this, okay? Changing our mind on something, especially we've been thinking about the same way for a long time, is difficult. It's exercising a muscle that we haven't touched, forever, okay? So think of it that way. You have to really inch yourself towards a different perspective about this. So for example, if you never ever thought that you would be able to take a certain action, the universe is like, hey, that's exactly what we have to do. So just be open-minded about it as best as you can. Any other further advice, any final messages for group 3, 12, 12 universe? Thank you. Okay, so we have observer and happy. Okay, so it is going to be your time to observe your own progress and even look at what you want from the universe, the world around you. Are there genuinely happy and soulful people around you? Can you learn from them? What can you take from them? but more so observing the happiness just within your own soul. So let me link below the pick of cards I've done for that. What does your soul want to tell you? What does your soul need to be happy? If you haven't seen that already, it could be helpful there. But the happiness is effortless. You don't have to think about this. You just have to allow yourself to feel it, which I understand is a challenge sometimes. But if you allow yourself, if you just open up that door, you will effortlessly feel that happiness, even if it's just once, and it will grow and grow and grow, and you'll just be able to channel that joy whenever you want. So there's still a lot of story to be told here, but remember that you are the one that's co-creating that. All right, so there are some unanswered questions here, which is actually fitting with the very nature of this reading, is that there's this unfinished symphony. So stay tuned. You're still actively figuring a lot of this stuff out, but you are on the right track. The universe just came through here to pretty much, I suppose, kind of work out some of the kinks. You know, they're trying. There's a track that you're on. They gave me that vision of it almost looked like railroad tracks where it's an amusement park and you're in this like bucket looking thing, like you're on the ride, but it was kind of like kind of just going a little bit shaky, or maybe even in the wrong direction. The universe is here to reroute you, to redirect you in a smoother way, and to work with you. So please take their help. Please take the help of your guides, your spirit team. Okay, because you can trust them. They're trying to just get you to this point where you will have that happiness, and they will show you the way, even if it feels a little bit odd at first because you're not used to it, but you'll get there. So group 3, this was a very powerful reading. There was so many messages that were completely bombarding me, so I hope that I made sense of all of those. So thank you guys so much. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and the info for personal readings is below. So thank you once again, sending you blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care, bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 4, which is the Black Tourmaline and the Priestess of Light Oracle. All right, so let's see. Spirit, this reading is for group 4, please and thank you. What is their special 12-12 message from the universe? Universe, please, can you tell us directly what is your message, your special 12-12 message for group 4, Black Tourmaline? Universe, please, what is your message? Thank you. Okay. This is very fortunate. Your first card is 33. So I don't know if you've been seeing repeating numbers as a message from your angels, perhaps, in the recent. So we have building your world, creation, expansion, and networking. There's a lot of messages just in this one card. So I'll start here. So currently, it appears that you are building your world, or you're actually going to start doing this very soon, depending on sort of your intention, your mindset, and of course the timing. There is a lot of potential. There's a lot of power here within this ability to build your world. So the first thing I think that the universe wants you to look at is actually your vision, how you want your life to look, how you are going to plan to build your world, and everything that you're going to put in it, okay? So there's a lot to this. This is basically, it feels like a fresh start, because they didn't say rebuild, they said just to build. So perhaps this is for a lot of you the first time that you're ever able to really do this in a way where you didn't previously, you know, maybe you didn't have that freedom, maybe you didn't have that autonomy, or like that confidence, or the maybe even financial situation to be able to do this. But this is more internal, mental. There's so much creativity and expansion that is going to happen, that has already happened within your soul and your mind. So here it kind of looks like in the past there was a little bit of feeling blocked, or even closing yourself off in some way. Could have been just protecting yourself from things, of course. And to me, it does look like this is kind of, it looks like you're in an enclosed space. I mean, it does look like a womb. I think that's kind of what they were going for. But it does look like previously there was not that that opportunity to grow and expand, because there was a lot of just protecting your energy, just staying safe in some space within the universe. Okay, but this is coming. So your opportunity to expand yourself and your soul, to put yourself out there, to make yourself known to the world, the people, and just all of these different big ideas that you have, all of that I think is coming towards you in the very close future. Okay, and if you do happen to see repeating numbers, I feel like this is just an encouragement for you to do this and to shine your light. Universe, please. Message for group 4, thank you. Okay, so we also have here touching earth, planting something new. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing right there. So we're talking about expansion, expanding yourself, creating, right? So when we create, we do start with planting that seed. So that is what I think you were doing here. Again, that word new, that new beginning for you. And keep in mind that this can go in any direction at all. So I often talk about, you know, just the power of our words, energy work, and stuff like that. So just please make sure that whatever you are planting is something that's going to be positive for you and just of benefit to you. So in other words, something, you know, just keeping it positive, keeping it high vibrational, because we can unintentionally plant a lot of negative seeds. We do this probably all the time as human beings. Okay, so just be aware. A lot of what they're saying here in the first 2 cards, I don't know if you guys are naturally overthinkers or something, but there does feel to me this energy of really planning and preparing and being really careful and staying in one place and just kind of trying to project how things will go. There's a lot of this, which I think has worked out to your advantage in certain ways, where, you know, you are being smart about things. But the only thing to keep in mind is balancing that, because if we get stuck in that, it can just turn into overthinking. It can just turn into worry and you know, anxiety, worry, even like obsession and stuff like that. So really try to balance this out. Try not to get stuck in this little cave of your mind if it starts to turn negative, okay? So yeah, in the near future, next couple of weeks or months, you are going to be planting a lot of new intentions, a lot of new pathways for yourself, stuff that you've never seen before, stuff that you've never been able to do before. So this is really building your world. It's really exciting as well. Universe, what is your message? 1212 message for group 4. Thank you. Okay, so we have guide, the illuminated path. I think that you have probably been your own guide for a long time, but truthfully, you've always been guided and protected, but you may not have noticed it. I do think that there has been this special mission from the guides or angels or whoever's out there. I think there's been this special mission that they've had to protect you and to guide you on your path, even in ways where it was really subtle and you just, again, either you never noticed it or even believed in it at times, but they've been there. They've been very dedicated to this. And I'm assuming it has to do with the mission that you in turn have or will have for the collective, the world, something like that. Yeah. I think that you're still kind of actively figuring certain things out about your path as you take that step forward. It really is, sometimes you're taking only one step, 1 foot in front of you, and you're figuring everything out each step of the way. So there's that piece of it, and that is tough because over here you're trying to anticipate every single thing and figure out every single thing. But the reality is we won't always have that certainty or knowledge. We won't always know what's ahead, right? So I think that you're still able to navigate this, or you will be able to navigate it very skillfully, even not knowing what's going on. So I think that also implies that maybe you've become okay with not knowing everything for the future. There could be that as well, okay? Which is always a good thing. It helps us to feel a little bit more present. I don't want to say relaxed, but because that's tough, but I think that it helps us to be more present. Okay, so we have here precognition, psychic ability, and future vision. fits perfectly with this, okay? There, you know what though? This is the first card where I'm seeing any kind of joy in the energy, and there it is. So I think that your joy, if you struggle with finding joy and happiness, I talk a lot about being our authentic selves, and if we're not being our authentic self, we will develop anxiety, depression, and all kinds of things because we're not living in our truth. And that's the same for any organism or animal, you know, where they need to be where they belong, and you know, they need to be living in that authentic truth and environment and life. And one thing about your truth and your authentic self is that you are highly psychic. You are highly gifted. Some of the other groups I talked about that, so I'll link that below. What are your special gifts and abilities if you haven't seen that? But the thing is, for you guys in particular, it's not just that you're gifted, because I think that most spiritual people are gifted. But the reason why this is unique for you, this message, is that you are happy when you are exercising your spiritual gifts. They also mentioned something about symbolism. They just kind of push that word through. I was explaining yesterday to someone that one of the reasons why I felt that I had this knack for cards is because cards and messages, psychic messages, they tend to speak in symbolism. And symbolism is something I've always just, naturally felt called to from a very young age. And for you guys, I don't know if you have a special relationship with symbolism, whether you're able to understand things on a deeper level, or you happen to be writers or artists or something where symbolism is involved. Okay, so that's a big piece of it. If you want to enhance your psychic ability, for you guys specifically, you may want to look into symbolism. So they teach about this in like any literary class. Like you can look online, like, oh, what is the symbolism of this thing that happened, this metaphor and stuff, and you'll be able to, I think, enhance that skill. Because again, there is joy, straight up joy, happiness, high vibes here when you're exercising your psychic ability. But you might have felt perhaps discouraged if it wasn't working out and you just couldn't understand something, and you're like, why did I get this wrong, or why can't I understand this thing? So when you get more in tune with it, more aligned with it, you're going to feel so much happier because it's working for you. So if you feel like you're not psychic, if you feel like you're not powerful, try to put that aside for a second and just start practicing. Everybody starts somewhere. For me, I read a couple books here and there over the course of my life, but what really actually helped to improve my ability, it was just practice. You guys some of you saw how I started out. I was not what I am today. On this channel alone, I practiced constantly because I posted, because I took readings, personal readings, and that was it. Like, I just tried my best. And time and practice is a process that we can trust. So just, try it out. Because I'm just seeing so much joy from this. And I think it has to do with the fact that you're able to connect with the higher power. That's actually where the joy truly comes from. But also it's very satisfying and fulfilling to get things right, to do divination, to do these readings and stuff like that, or to help others. Any other final messages? 12 messages, universe, for group number 4, please and thank you. Okay, so we have here harvest, kind of really giving me this feeling, the same exact feeling, because you're planting something and now we have harvest. She even has the crop in her hands, and it's number 44. I was thinking that was funny. Oh, okay, whoa, I just realized you have 33, 44, 12, 21, and then 31. So it's all kind of similar here. You have some powerful numbers here. Anyway, so harvest, gathering of blessings. So this is coming. They just confirmed that you are, sorry. They just confirmed that you are basically still in the planting stage, but there is going to be harvest soon, and you might have already experienced some of the fruits of your labor. So there's that. So congratulations on that. But this is also coming soon for a lot of you. All right, we get it. Any other final messages, please? Okay, I think that one is it. And your final card, we have summoning power. Okay, look at that. Instinct, intellect, and control. This is a higher level card. This even could be your own higher self or a powerful guide that's trying to direct you, okay? Because this just, this is, it went all the way up here. So like to me, it's a high vibrational card. Okay, so summoning power. The way that I see this is the same as I've seen the others, is just that you're going to have a powerful guide. If you connect with and align with and open yourself up to receiving any guidance and support and this energy, you then become this powerful force. Yes, it's a collaboration, I suppose, but you also become this powerful force. Okay, and a big strength for you guys, as I may have mentioned before, is your mind, your intellect, your ability to trust your instincts, your own intellect. And again, working with these powerful beings of the universe. It also says control. So I think for control, you know, like I said, that's kind of tough because we can't really control everything. But the parts that you can have power over and control in your path, it's going to work for you, but you do have to be aligned with your intuition. If you are not, you may feel that frustration over and over again. So like I said, try to really connect with your own soul, your own intuition, and of course your guides on top of all of that, and you will be able to exercise that control and get that feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction that you've been wanting. Like, again, that feeling of like, oh, why isn't it working out? It's gonna work out. It just is a matter of really coming into that alignment, which is happening naturally. Don't worry about it. Don't overthink it. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it there. It's still a little bit mysterious, but again, I think it's because you're still navigating as you move forward. Okay, so thank you to the universe and your guides as well for these messages. So thank you guys. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that it resonated. If you'd like a personal reading, info's below. It's still on holiday sale. And if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Thank you guys once again, sending you blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.